are the best guys around. Factory Sound.
Cheers, Factoryites, and here we are again at Factory Sound TV podcast number
21.
And today is a really special one because we've got with us one of the most, let's just take that back, the most prominent man in our industry for possibly the last 20 years. I say 20 years because 20 years today, Mr. Uli Behringer started his company. Uli, welcome to Australia.
Thank you so
Tony,
much.
Factory Sound TV.
Thank you so much, and thank you for the flowers.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome.
First of all, thank you very much for welcoming me. So friendly here. You guys are absolutely cool. It's exactly what Michael Jago said. People in Australia, especially in Melbourne, are down to earth. Cool people, enjoy their life. Couldn't agree more.
So why don't we wander out here, Uli, and have a bit of a talk, a chat, if you wouldn't mind if we asked you a couple of questions, maybe some curly questions and some easy ones, anything like that. You actually look younger than I do. He's a healthy, vibrant go-getter. So we do already know you started 20 years ago. What made you start?
In fact, it's true. We are celebrating our 20th anniversary today. And
Today?
Exactly today. It was today 20 years ago. And it feels like it was just yesterday. Let me tell you the story how it all started. I moved over from Switzerland to Germany to study sound engineering and classical piano. And I still remember I went to university and we had like 2 microphones for 200 students. And you had to queue up like 4 months to be able to get hold of these microphones. And I said, you know, how am I going to become a sound engineer if I can never use equipment? So I said, I need to have my own equipment. And my father is a nuclear physicist and a church organ player. So he taught me how to, do some electronic stuff. And I opened a piece of equipment. It was a compressor in those days, and it was like $2,000. And the components inside were just $100. I said, how comes? And I started to design my own equipment, and surprisingly, all my friends said, Uli, if you build one for yourself, build me one as well. So I had sold 10 pieces before I even built them. I said, hey, wait a minute. That's going to make me some extra money. And obviously, there's some other friends out there got the same problems that I do. And again, I built these 10 pieces, I sold them, built the next 50 pieces, and the rest is more or less history.
It is history, and what a great history too. Where does it fit in the market, do you think?
What we do is we produce very, very large quantities. In fact, we produce about 2.5 million products a year. And the amount of components that we buy allow us to buy components at a much lower price point. So our philosophy is to pass on the savings to our customers, to allow them to buy equipment at a much lower price. Yeah. In return, they buy more equipment, which gives us a higher economy of scale. So it's basically a vicious circle. And that's the whole Behringer philosophy.
Yeah, well, because of the price point of your product, it does make it a very, very easy target for people to say it's not as good as the other stuff. But we obviously know that that is not the case. It's the same components, and Uli has managed to design his business around being able to bring the price of those things down and passing it back to the customers.
Is what actually works very well. Do a blind test. Take a $4,000 piece of equipment, put it next to ours for $200. Put a curtain in front, a little switch it over. That tells you the truth. Trust your own ears. I
was going to say that some of us remember some of your earliest models, originally out of Germany.
Right.
Now, because of, I guess you've already answered this in some way, why did you start manufacturing in China?
Well, again, my personal dilemma that I couldn't afford equipment was the dilemma of all my friends. Europe was the wrong manufacturing place. And basically, I was the first in our industry who moved production from Europe to China as early as 1990. Remember, it's 18 years ago. In the meantime, almost everyone is in China, so it's called the first mover advantage. But I was almost obsessed with the idea that I wanted to bring great equipment to the market for everyone to be able to afford it. Initially, when it came to Hong Kong, I learned from the Chinese. They told me everything is no problem. They call it momantai, no problem. And in fact, you get a beautiful sample. What they send you is a box of bananas. And you have to be there on site, and that's what I learned. So that's why I relocated myself in 1996 to China to be on site, to be able to monitor the production quality. And over time, we even built our own factory, which you can see on YouTube, which shows you the dedication and the quality of what we do. And it's basically an open book. We invite a lot of people to come over and see what we do, and we're very proud of the factory as such.
Yeah, that's terrific. Well, we'd love to take you up on that invitation. And yeah, perfect. Well, we'll supply the beer. That's easy. Some of your best things that you've produced have sometimes resembled some other market leaders in the past. What can we expect next, or is that asking a bit too much?
No, absolutely not. We had, for a long time, we had a concept of being a follower. We looked in the market, what is successful, what sells very well, and came out with a version that is better at a lower cost. Obviously, we reached a point where there's not so much to follow anymore. And we have a lot of new models coming up with a new technology. For instance, the DAQ 2496 is a genuine piece of equipment, a fantastic equalizer. You see a lot of new products coming up, especially at NAMM, so it's a good reason to look forward to.
Yeah. All right, so what's this note? What's this note? So I don't want to know only the note. I want to know.
Let me readjust my knob here. A4. Okay. That's an A.
A what?
You tell it the hertz.
436. See, that's where my ear is at.
Okay, you win. You win.
Can we have a round of applause, please? Gone crazy, they were crazy. He had a job when he walked in. All right. Oh, here's a good one. Did I write? I mustn't have written this one. What personally is your favourite Behringer product?
That's a good one. It's actually a product which is discontinued. It's a DDX3216. You ever had that? Digital mixer?
As soon as they dried up in the marketplace,
I know.
you couldn't get enough of them.
Isn't it? It's sad.
It's like could have sold 100 when they...
It's like Mozart who got famous once he was dead, huh? DDX3216, there's a history to this. This product took us seriously 5 years to develop. It was probably the most difficult product ever, the most expensive one. It was just really mind-boggling. We sold probably about 10,000 of those, which is a small number for us. But I still remember how we developed it, and it was a great engineering experience, but commercially probably not very successful for us. But if you ask me, that's my favorite product.
Yeah. Away from the Behringer product, is there something you say, I love the... Are you able to say
Absolutely.
Like
Aston Martin.
Okay, perhaps we're not going to get an audio answer out of him though, and that's fair enough too.
It's a great sound system in there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, what do you drive?
I drive 2 cars. One is a Toyota RAV4 and a small little Porsche Carrera S.
Well,
which car do I use the most? Toyota RAV4.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. Holden, exactly. You drive a Holden? What do you
I
drive?
used to drive a Holden.
Okay.
And it was it was a rusty ute, and I used to take my girl out. We'd drive out to the bush, roll out the sleeping bag in the back of the rusty ute. All right. I'm glad you stopped me there because I would have gone all the way. I did with her too. All right. What are your plans for the future? So, I mean, let me ask it. Sell the company off?
I'd like to improve my salsa.
The dancing?
Absolutely.
Now, you've mentioned that a few times.
Absolutely. That's a lot of fun, I tell you. You dance?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you lead?
You to know, but,
do you want to lead? Do you want to lead? Or?
No, it's okay. We'll leave that out. We don't go all the way.
Is that a salsa or is that a tango?
That's tango.
Tango Alpha Foxtrot.
Look, ultimately life has to be fun. You guys have a lot of fun, I can tell. You're a great bunch of people here. So are we. And forget the business side for a moment. Life has to be fun, and we have a lot of fun. So my personal fun, what I want to keep up in life is surrounding myself with great people, enjoying my life.
But Uli Behringer, thank you very much for the interview.
Thanks so much, man. It was a lot of fun.
Great having you here.
Thanks so much for inviting me.
You're welcome. Next time you're in Australia, we'll see you again. So from Factory Sound TV and Uli Behringer.
All right. Take care.
Bye.